Hi and welcome to a new talk at Transylvania Tech News. My name is Ioana Mudura and today is a very special edition. We're going to find out what is the concept behind Transylvania Tech News, and I've got here with me the brain, the man behind this initiative, David Achim. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Ioana. I would say first that this initiative is coming from a common brain, not just mine. I think it's something that the whole ecosystem is waiting for. As one of my professors keeps saying, that Romania is a great ecosystem, but without marketing and very much promotion attached to it, and that's why one of the biggest issues we have, not only in Transylvania but in Romania in general.
So it's a marketing problem.
Yep. Marketing, promotion, we have the talent, we have the people that can make amazing stuff, and the last months proved this to us. But one of our biggest issues is that we don't promote it enough, and we just keep promoting the bad news about Romania, what's not working, what should be changed, how should be changed, and too often we stay to invest a lot of time in that and not in finding the great news about Romania in general, and in particular the tech ecosystem, startup ecosystem, and so on.
Which is a very interesting scene to watch, and has developed a lot in the last years. So how come this initiative, it's a very interesting initiative from my point of view. I mean, coming from Oradea, it's an initiative of Oradea Tech Hub.
Yes.
And you are trying to reach the entire Transylvania, the tech hubs from Transylvania, bring them together and develop a big ecosystem, something like the Silicon Valley, but at a larger scale, maybe?
Yes, similar to that. We all dream to become a Silicon Valley-like ecosystem. Everyone is dreaming about that. London is dreaming about that. Berlin maybe is dreaming about this. Bucharest, I don't know, other capitals in the world.
And they can all succeed.
Yes, they all can succeed, but in their own way. I don't think the success of Silicon Valley can be duplicated, because it's something unique that happened there, and the people that are analyzing and are going through the history tracks to find what happened there, they can tell more about this. But I think we all can succeed in our own ways. And also looking to Romania and to Transylvania, it's much easier to compete with a big ecosystem when we unite together than when we stay like, I don't know, Oradea, Cluj, Timișoara, Brașov, Bucharest, and so on. And that's something that not only we in Oradea believe, it's not just our vision, it's just something that we want to now put at the forefront. I know people I'm talking with from Cluj, I know people from Timișoara, I know people from Piatra Neamț, I know people from Iași, I know people from Bucharest. We all believe this, and we all know that we need to do this, we need to collaborate more, we need to unite more in order to become more competitive on a global scale. And what we are trying to do with Transylvania Tech News, it's adding another brick on that wall. We are moving forward with this concept of uniting, of collaborating between the small ecosystem we have in Transylvania especially. Because that's how we can then compete with other global ecosystems around the world.
So you have the talks with the hubs from Transylvania, and this is the initiative of Oradea Tech Hub, which is an organization comprised of the biggest companies here in Oradea,
yes.
Supported by the local authorities.
Yes.
What is the implication of the local authorities in this initiative of Transylvania Tech Hub?
For now, and for the last couple of years, especially here in Oradea, we had a great collaboration with the local authorities. We have their support in providing this space we are also filming right now. and the co-working space we have here in Cetatea Oradea. They also have been open to our ideas, our input, our feedback. That's one of the reasons why, for example, another initiative we launched in autumn here in Oradea, Make IT in Oradea, that's how it was born. The local authorities and the local companies came together and started to brainstorm about what can we do here in Oradea to become more competitive, more innovative, invest in the creative industry, and that's how Make IT in Oradea has been born. So yeah, we have their support, and it's not just that. I think it shouldn't be the local authorities that push an initiative. They just need to support it, and for now we have their full support. That's for sure.
What about the local authorities from the other tech hubs in Transylvania? Do they benefit? The companies benefit from their support?
Absolutely. I don't know on how great it expands. For example, I know people in Cluj that are currently talking with the city halls there and trying to buy them in. People in other cities around the world, from Galați, for example, Bistrița, I think from Timișoara also. But it needs to start moving in that direction. We in Oradea have a best practice in this, and people start coming to us and ask, okay, how did you do it? And we can give a couple of advices, but what's also very important to understand is that there were also already the right people in the local authorities and in the local government. There were people that were listening, there were people that understood what's the importance of a tech sector, of a tech ecosystem, and so on. If you don't have that kind of people already established in the local governments, it's harder to push in that direction.
What is the vision behind this big ecosystem behind Transylvania Tech Hub?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, our desire, our vision is to unite and develop the local ecosystems already existing in Transylvania, and together to start promoting our best features, to say so. Why people should join the ecosystem, why a professional should come back or come and see what's happening here. Why entrepreneurs and startup founders should open their businesses here, why investors should invest in this ecosystem. That's the vision. We are trying to unite the forces and together promoting what's happening already in Transylvania, because there's a lot of things going on, but a few know about them because we just know a couple of people about them.
What will be the strong points of Transylvania? Because you said that, okay, we're all trying to become the Silicon Valley. Of course, we don't have the workforce of Silicon Valley. Of course, we don't have the investments and the money behind the hub, but we have to start from somewhere.
Yep.
What is our unique selling point if we are to talk about promotion?
Yeah. I think one of the greatest strengths we have is already a pool of people that already have the talent, the knowledge, and the know-how. And our selling point for other people to join would be, we can also add, like, we all know that Romania has a very great internet connection and so on. But from my perspective, I think one of the most important strengths we have and opportunities here is the quality of life. If you lived in a big city like, I don't know, New York, Berlin, London, Silicon Valley or so on, because there are a lot of companies, a lot of people condensed in the very small space, the quality of life, it's a challenge for the authorities there. But here in Transylvania, we know that the recent studies also, if you looked for it, put Transylvania on the first, one of the first places to live while, for example, while this pandemic, Romania had a couple of cities in the top 10 or top 15 cities to work remotely from.
I think it was Sibiu.
Yes, I think Sibiu was one of them. Oradea is also one of the most efficient cities in Romania. Is also the quality of life is in Oradea is one of the highest. Cluj, again, a great city to live. Timișoara, the same. Sibiu, you mentioned, one of the finest city in Transylvania, along with Brașov, for example, which is one of my favorites. So that's something people are starting to look for, because working in an office, it's not something that it's required anymore. More and more companies are switching to this flexible schedule. You can work from hotel now, you can work from home, you can work from anywhere. And we have this opportunity right now to attract people to the Transylvania Tech ecosystem.
So you're on one hand trying to catch this wave provoked by coronavirus, which left Silicon Valley a bit empty, because people, while having the chance to work from home from anywhere, flew and moved to cheaper places. And others moved to other countries, and just to improve the quality of life and of the space from home, because it's a very important aspect for people who are spending so much time working, especially in tech. A lot of Romanians also have returned to Romania because of the pandemic. So I think it's a great start for Transylvania as a hub. But why would a developer from UK, let's say, or from San Francisco, or from the area of Silicon Valley would move to Transylvania, other than the beautiful scenery?
I think one of the main reasons would be building a greater impact. People that already achieved a level of knowledge and a stage in their career that are start looking to how can I give back? I have all this knowledge, I have all these skills, how can I grow the next generation? Well, in Romania you have a great opportunity to do that.
So you're addressing mentoring?
Yes, I'm addressing mentoring, I'm addressing people that want to start training, I don't know, children's, teenagers, students, or even to help people that want to join the tech ecosystem from other industries. We in Romania have a lack of digital skills, that's for sure. We are unfortunately still one of the countries in Europe on the bottom of the list when it comes to digital skills. And that's interesting, because we also have a great people and great talent working in the IT industry, but there's a very big gap between these two. There are a lot of people that are unskilled in digital skills. So that would be, again, one of my message for them would be join the Transylvania Tech ecosystem, because you really can make an impact here. And as you know, you can easily make a greater impact in a smaller community than in a very big community like, I don't know, Silicon Valley, New York, London, and so on.
Plus, I've seen with Make IT in Oradea that there's a lot of support from the local authorities and money given to startups, which, I mean, considering the times, it's great.
Yes, we are also promoting these initiatives for people that want to start their own company. They have an idea, they want to develop a startup in tech. There are also other cities in Romania that start thinking and looking to this initiative and imitating it and maybe improving it, and that's awesome.
Okay, we've talked about the strong points. Of course, there's the culture, there's the history, there's the nature, which is uncomparable.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you about the not so strong points of this initiative, where there's a lot of work to be done.
For now, I think the biggest step back for us, and that's why we launched this, is that people don't know about the tech happening in Transylvania. There are a lot of people that know about Transylvania from stories like Dracula and so on, but that's it. And maybe they know some food like sarmale, or I don't know, something else, but the tech ecosystem in Transylvania, it's poorly promoted and poorly advertised to other people. So that's what we want to do. That's why we started all of this. And that's the greatest setback right now. Down the road, I think the greatest threat to this initiative would be the mentality of not just Romanians, but peoples in general. We want to build just our own stuff, and we poorly collaborate. And this initiative will not have a success if it stays just in Oradea, for example. Now we want to let people know that we want them to join, and we want them to make partners and collaborators in this project.
It is proved that in ecosystems and gatherings of forces, innovation usually happens, plus collaboration, of course, and development. But innovation is something that Silicon Valley leads.
Yes.
And how do you think that innovation could be fostered here in Transylvania, in a hub of Transylvania?
Well, that's the first reasons why hubs exists. I mean, that was their selling point. That's what you sell to, I don't know, local authorities, investors, and so on. Let's build these hubs in order to foster collaboration, and through collaboration, innovation. So that's how should happen by the book. Well, what we need is to better understand how this collaboration works, and not just build, I don't know, a building somewhere in a city and call it, this is the, I don't know, innovation building of Alej. I'm from Alej. Or the incubator of, I don't know, another city in Transylvania. That's not how innovation will happen. Innovation is much more than just a building, just a room, just a desk, just, I don't know, some hardware. I think what collaboration needs is people sparking ideas with each other. I mean, if you look in history to big tech ecosystems and where innovation started to spark, and you can see that, and it was a fun fact for me when I found that a couple of years ago, that the coffee shops and the innovation in the last centuries happened so similar. I mean, when coffee shops started to open, innovation started also to spark in Europe, and that was because people started to talk to each other.
To meet.
Yes, to meet, and not to meet to drink alcoholic beverages, because that doesn't help very much the innovation. But they started to drink something else, and it was coffee. That became very popular, and then tea and so on.
So it's a literal coffee shop.
yeah, it's a literal coffee shop. So the coffee shops were the Europe's first tech hubs or innovation hubs, or call them whatever you want. That concept we need to better understand, and we try to imitate on a larger scale here in Oradea and in other hubs around the globe, in Romania and so on.
Yeah, innovation usually sparks in crazy departments.
Yes.
So companies
and informal
space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Me too.
Who's gonna do the first crazy department? Yeah. So you're trying to promote Transylvania Tech, the ecosystem. the cluster, the technological cluster, through Transylvania Tech News, which is a fresh out of the oven initiative, a media project. What are the objectives for media promotion?
Well, it's pretty simple and straightforward. It's not going to be easy, but it's simple and straightforward. We need first to start uniting the cities that already have tech ecosystem established and bring them in and let them know about this initiative and transform and make them part as a stakeholders in this. And after we reach this objective and we bring all the cities in Transylvania into this project, informal, formal, it doesn't matter. We need just some people that lives in, I don't know, Cluj, Timișoara, Arad, Sibiu, Alba Iulia, Brașov, and so on, that are part of that tech ecosystem, are connected to what's going on there, and then they can become contributors and present the best of that ecosystem. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. It's just people that are well connected in that tech ecosystem and are willing to contribute to our initiative, and together to start promoting the best cases, the best stories, the best learning stories from, I don't know, failures or so on, to our platform.
So how can they help? How can they contribute more exactly?
Simple, just contact us. We'll start gathering a couple of editorial team, a couple of people in the editorial team, and from there we'll start planning our content. We'll start reaching to companies in our ecosystems, let them know about this initiative, and together to start building the content, the news, the best practices, and what's the best we can promote here in Transylvania. We know our land here in Oradea. They know theirs in, I don't know, other cities, Cluj, Timișoara, and so on. And together we can start building the foundation of this initiative. And the second objective would be establishing this publication as a trustworthy and quality content publication, because it's one to have, I don't know, a website somewhere who writes articles from time to time, and maybe a couple of them are not accurate, and it's another story to have a trustworthy and publication with a lot of great content.
With competitive content on international scale.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to leave all the details below, so you can apply, you can write to us, you can send us news and success stories if you have from tech companies from Transylvania, and David will reply, and
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. So what's going to be new about Transylvania Tech News? How is it going to be different? Is it going to appeal to a larger audience? Is it going to appeal to developers, to investors? Is it going to be very specialized in tech language, or is it going to be understandable by everybody?
We'll see where the wave will push us, but from the start we'll begin with three main audiences: professionals that live or want to join the local and tech ecosystem, the regional tech ecosystem. And when I'm referring to professionals, I mean developers, designers, marketers, and so on.
Because this is a misunderstanding. If people believe that tech is only related to developers, so you're encouraging the creative industries around technologies also follow.
The language many times doesn't help us when we want to define a concept, but when we are saying tech, we are referring to more than just developers. And actually that's one of the problems we have in Romania. We have a lot of good developers, but not so many and good other people that should work in the tech sector that could add a lot of value and multiply the value produced by these developers. So that's why we clearly want to communicate this is not just about developers, it's more than just developers, and we'll try to make it relevant for all of them down the road. Beside the professionals, we clearly want to address the entrepreneurs and the startup founders, because we want more startups joining and more startups being funded here in Transylvania. That's why we started initiatives like Make IT in Oradea. And last but not least, investors. Without investors, nothing is moving, nothing is evolving. We want them to have a clear picture of what's happening in the Transylvania tech ecosystem, tech scene, and join networks of people, startup ecosystems, join companies that are looking for funding, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll leave you all the details below so you can keep in contact with us, reach us, and send us stories. Also, stay close. We'll keep you posted about the latest news in Transylvania. David, thank you very much. Lots of good luck.
Thank you so much, Juana.